Hi everyone and welcome to Sports Watch. If you like the content, please press the bell icon for further notifications and like, share and subscribe to the channel. Leon Edwards returns to the octagon this weekend at UFC London to fight Sean Brady. It will be the first time Leon will be fighting since he lost his welterweight title to Belal Muhammad in a rather one-sided fight. Ever since that fight, Leon had gone radio silent. No one had seen from him or heard from him in quite some time. Leon's personality is such that he wasn't overly missed by the fans as well. It seemed as if he had almost vanished from the title picture. Leon hadn't lost a fight in nearly 10 years, and the moment he loses, he's kind of forgotten. Edwards has himself to blame for this. He's not the most active fighter in the company. Even when he was the champion, he fought once or twice a year, and that too in between huge gaps. After such a demoralizing loss to Bilal, Leon vanished from the scene, and it's only recently in the build up to this fight that he addressed the issue of his loss. Even then, it didn't come across as the most promising. Leon says that he had an off night and the timing of the main event at Abu Dhabi definitely contributed to his poor performance. The main event took place at 5 a.m. in the morning, and that might have led to his poor performance. Maybe it did play a factor, but you can't put it up as an excuse. As champ, Leon Edwards signed to fight on the Abu Dhabi card. He knew fully well when the main event was to take place. He also knew about the time differences and that it can be a factor. So why make yourself available on that card and not fight on some other card? He didn't do that. So the failure is entirely on him. He and his team had the time to prepare for the camp and acclimatize with the conditions in Abu Dhabi beforehand. Maybe he thought that would not be a factor. Either way, he himself is to blame. He goes on to say that if him and Bilal fought 10 times, he would probably win 9 times out of the 10. Bilal would win one, and that victory came in his last fight. Again, after seeing the performance of both fighters, it can be said that Bilal was the hungrier of the two. Bilal chased Leon since their last fight was ruled a no contest. He beat everyone they put in front of him. Bilal had an eerie confidence about him that he could get the job done. The same cannot be said about Leon Edwards. He isn't the most confident fighter in the UFC. Whenever he's pushed to his limits, he usually crumbles and breaks. His second fight with Kamaru Usman was the perfect example. Usman was winning every moment of that fight until Leon caught him with that head kick just moments before the end and knocked him out. But before that knockout took place, Leon was sulking in his corner, almost resigned to his fate. His coach had to wake him up and remind him not to feel sorry for himself and that it was his moment. Leon got lucky that time. Again, the narrative was that fight was in altitude in Salt Lake City, Utah, and that must have contributed to his poor performance. So once again, the outside factors were deemed responsible. Bilal and his team would have closely monitored the body language of Leon and realized that he is not a good fighter when put under pressure. No matter how hard you try to hide your weakness, when the first blow lands, you always revert back to type. So Leon can make excuses, but it was an exceptional performance from Bilal that won him the fight. That being said, it's not guaranteed that the outcome would be the same if they fought again. But Leon Edwards definitely has some catching up to do. Sean Brady would be looking to pile on the agony for Leon. Brady's only loss came to Belal, and that too via TKO. Sean Brady would be miffed with himself because Belal has the worst finishing rate among all champions in the UFC. But since that loss, Brady has looked to bounce back with a dominant win over Gilbert Burns. Sean Brady is an elite grappler, and Leon Edwards struggled against grappling in his last fight. Plus, this fight was supposed to be Leon versus JDM. JDM got a title shot, and Sean Brady came in as a late replacement. It's a clash of style. JDM was a striker, and Brady is a grappler. So, Leon had been preparing for a striker. Now he has to change everything to prepare for Sean Brady. But he has faced grapplers before, so that wouldn't be too much of a problem for him. But Leon has to be careful. He has to put on a spectacular performance to get himself back into title contention. A decision win will not do him any good because when has Leon Edwards last finished a fight? Apart from the one against Kamaru Usman, he hardly finishes anyone. The boost that someone gets when he finishes a fighter is much different than a 5 round boring decision win. These are two entirely different circumstances. The lasting image of someone knocking the other person out is what stays with the fans. And Leon Edwards has to remind everyone that he is still an elite of the division. A criticism of Leon has always been that he waits for far too long. He isn't prepared to pull the trigger or to take risks and get the decisions in his favor. His fight against Nate Diaz, he was cruising to victory and he was playing it too safe until Nate Diaz caught him with a left hook and wobbled him. And the entire narrative of the fight changed that Leon Edwards got wobbled by a 155er. So that has been the story of Leon Edwards' career. He's not the most confident fighter going around, but he can change all that this Saturday night. And he will be fighting in front of his home crowd in London. Maybe that will provide him some extra motivation to put on a glorious performance and remind everyone just how good of a fighter Leon Edwards is. Will Leon Edwards be able to rise up to that point and defeat an upcoming challenger like Sean Brady? Or will he succumb to his second defeat in a row? Let me know in the comment section what you feel. And if you like the content, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel.